Hey, I'm Luke, and this is the Church Video Guide channel where we talk about how to minimize mistakes in making videos so we can make great content consistently. Today we're going to do an overview of my production checklist, a great list to reference when you are on a shoot. Having a checklist is like adding a responsible person to your team. We all need another responsible person on our team. Sound good? Great. Let's talk about production. So you're on your shoot. There's gear everywhere. Lighting the setup, people asking questions. You can't remember what you need to check. Things are going off the rails and you're ready to curl up into a fetal position and cry under the pews. Be strong. It happens to all of us, but you can prevent it. Have you tried this sweet and beautiful checklist? There's a link below to download this thing. Print it out for every shoot. Laminate it. Bring a whiteboard marker so you can check it and then reuse it the next time. Or download it, edit it, put your name at the top, put dinosaur stickers on it, whatever. We're gonna go over this list. And this is in sequential order for your shoot. And in future videos, we're gonna go into more detail about each individual item on this list. So if that sounds good to you, hit like and subscribe and comment below with what you wanna hear first so I know what will be most helpful for you. Okay. Let's go through this thing. First, double check all gear before leaving. Now, I shouldn't have to explain this, but it's a good thing to check. Make sure you got all of it. All right, next, frame the shot. You're at the location. You don't need to set up gear yet. First, you need to make a plan for what the shot will look like. So doing this seems ridiculous, but honestly, it helps. Knowing the frame helps you know where you can put gear, what won't be in the shot, what will be in the shot, and where people can put their personal things when they arrive. Have a specific spot where gear goes. It's easy to just drop off all the stuff wherever, rip things out of cases, set up, and then leave the mess where it is. But having stuff scattered all over doesn't really inspire confidence to anyone showing up to the shoot. Also, troubleshooting becomes more difficult when things aren't clean. And when you tear down at the end, there's a higher chance of gear being left behind. So keep it clean. It's a good habit to develop. Build cameras, then put them into position. Put cameras and lenses on tripods next to your gear station. Once they're good to go, then you bring them over to the spot. This just kind of speeds things up in case you forgot something. So going back and forth between the camera and then where the gear spot was, it just wastes time. So just avoid it. Even if it's just your iPhone on a tripod, it's good to have your spot to set up, then bring the gear over, instead of bring the tripod, then bring your phone, then the lav that attaches, etc. Then, after that, you put the camera into the general spot with the general idea of the frame. You don't need to perfect settings, you just need to get it over there and kind of get into the general spot. Lighting. If you brought lighting, it's time to set it up and then bring it over there. Have someone stand in the spot, stand in the frame where you'll actually have the talent and adjust the lighting accordingly. Don't use talent for this if you can avoid it. Camera fine tune. With the person in the spot, fine tune a few things on the camera. Here are a few quick things that I do almost every shoot, and then there are a few other things that you need to check. So first, camera is eye level with the talent. Camera is also 6 to 7 feet away from the talent. For exposure, you adjust your ISO, your f-stop, but try to keep your shutter speed at 1/50th if shooting at 24 frames per second, or 1/60th for 30 frames per second. White balance. If the sun is the main light source, switch to daylight. If you're using light bulbs indoors that look kind of yellow, set it to tungsten. If talent is not talking directly to camera, make sure that both eyes are visible on your main angle. If you're using more than one camera, get all your cameras on the same settings. Audio. Time to set up audio. If using a shotgun mic, stand where your talent will be, face wherever the talent will be facing, point forward, and then up at a 45-degree angle. Wherever your wrist is, that's where the tip of the mic should be, and it should point to the talent's chest. If using lav, you don't really have to hide it. It's visible in so many of my shoots, and it's nice to hide, but it's not really a deal breaker just to have to clip it on the shirt. Lavs are omnidirectional, usually, so just get it around this area and you should be good to go. If it's outside though, and it's windy, you gotta hide that thing under the shirt. If using the on-camera mic, Make sure your talent speaks loud and you're in a quiet place. We'll go into more audio detail in a future video, but this should get you started. Talent check. So it's time to bring in your talent. Your job right now is to make them look the best possible. Being on camera is not easy. It's nerve-wracking and brings out a lot of insecurities in almost everybody. When someone is sharing their testimony, you want them to be as comfortable as possible. That's why the camera is a comfortable distance away. That's why we have water for them from Crafty. And that's why the room is clean and organized. It's to let them know that their story is safe in your hands. Bring a fresh microfiber cloth for each person on camera to dab sweat away before each take. Lip smacking is almost impossible to get rid of in post, so make sure they don't whisper. And if they have chapstick, then have them put that crap on. Make sure they are comfortable, let them sit for the video if they need to, and you can adjust your gear if anything changes. They are your focus right now. Rolling. When you hit record, look at the camera and count to 3 in your head. If it's still recording, say the camera number out loud and say rolling. Camera 1, rolling. Do this for each camera and for audio, but for audio, you just say audio speeds. It's just some industry language, which might be different on some other productions, but really it's meant for a standardized accountability system to minimize mistakes. Not having a camera rolling or audio rolling when it should be really sucks. You either have to do it all again, or you find out in post and you have a whole new mess of problems to deal with. If you have a slate, use it, but a verbal slate and a clap is fine. Church Video Guy Production, Episode 1, Take 1. Whoever is directing the shoot will wait a few seconds, then says action, or go ahead, or whatever. Clearly defined roles are important. Someone has to be the one in charge, and someone has to say it. Cutting. The director, or whoever, will wait until the take is done, then say cut. We need an audio confirmation from every camera and audio that they cut. No need to roll endlessly on nothing and waste batteries and media. This is also the time that you find out that a camera stopped recording during the shoot, or audio wasn't rolling, or some other problem. Additional takes. Before rolling on another take, make sure all cameras have enough space on their media to do another take. And check all those batteries to make sure they're good to go. Wrap. When the shoot for the talent is complete or wrapped, they should be the first allowed to leave. Once they're clear, you can start tearing down. If you start packing up right away when you say cut, it kind of makes the talent feel like they were holding you up, and it could feel embarrassing for them taking as long as they did. We want to make sure that we are loving to everyone on these shoots, so simple things like this can go a really long way. All right, packing up. If you have a place for media, pull cards from all your cameras and the audio and pack that media away first, and make sure it's in a safe place that you won't forget. Leave a comment below if you've ever lost a card on a shoot, because I have, and it was awful. Then pick up your trash, put everything back that you may have moved during the shoot, and then clear your gear out of the place. Dummy check. When everything is packed up and good to go back through the location and do another walkthrough. It only takes a minute, and honestly, everyone should do this on a shoot. We call it a dummy check because when we find something, we usually think, well, I would have been a dummy to leave this. Putting gear back. So, you're back home, put it all back where it came from and keep things clean. It speeds up the process on future projects, and it helps maintain your gear so it lasts longer. Lastly, celebrate. You just got done with the shoot. Whether it was super difficult or super easy, it's worth taking a moment to celebrate. Get food with the crew if possible. Pray and give thanks for the shoot going however it did, and then send an encouraging text or email to everyone involved. And also pray for the post-production process. All right, that's it. Not too bad. Once you go through this process a few times, it gets easier and becomes second nature. If this was helpful, click like and subscribe, and comment below if you would add or change anything to this list. Tell others about this channel if this has helped you, and let me know what else you want to know about. I'll be breaking down this list in future videos, kind of making a video for each topic, so hit the notification bell to be notified when those videos show up. Thanks for watching. I'm praying for you and your production. I'll see you next time.